decades of our lives, we just run around and pay mortgage and do this. Still, we can't break free. The environment become toxic. The forests are all destroyed because we don't want to take that challenge. That right around until the turn of the century, Americans used to build their own house. Everybody used to build almost their own houses. Families built their houses together. It was either barn raising or house making or something. All of a sudden, the house became like car and refrigerator and so on. That means you wanted to buy, first you had to go, if you want a house, first you go to the bank. Or you go to insurance. I mean, you'd never ask, what does bank have to do with house? Have you seen a banker ever with a hammer or an insurance guy with a saw? It's got nothing to do with the house. And yet we need to go to them to build our houses. And that way, we're not really building houses. We're not building homes for ourselves. We're just buying houses. And house means the minute you can't make a mortgage, you just dump it and go. And you tear it down also for the next people so that they'll have more damage. At least you've taken your revenge. Because we are not involved in the process of making homes. We're buying houses. So these questions are really so fundamental to ask and to see. I mean, it's the same human. We are the same human. I mean, the people who came here, let's say from Europe, with saw, hammer, and some nails, they built houses here. That's the time where there were very few people and lots of forests. Now it's not there anymore. Why are we insisting to just get 2x4, tear down the whole forest, buy 2x4, put it behind the plaster for its life until fire comes? Imagine, we don't even see the wood, the beautiful wood that can become the most beautiful furniture or musical instrument. We don't see that. We put it behind the plaster and burn, get an insurance, we say it's safe. So all these fires that we have, to me, they're not fire, they're these forests, the trees are all backfiring. This is true, you can only go so far, then the nature that has a way of responding. Therefore, we need to come to the solutions. So what are these solutions? So we came here, we said we'll sit to the city, we go to the building department, we bring them into the respond with us. Because the people who sit in the building department and give you permit, they have no responsibility to give you permit. Why should they jeopardize their job, their vacation and so on to let you build something that is not in the book and is not written by lumber company or concrete company or something? We have to understand that. And once it is known, then you will get an access to it. And we found slowly that the same building department that put us through the 6 years of really hell, they're the friendliest people. Today, if we ask them, come on in, we're building, they said, well, we are there all the time and we'll come. And if they come here, the last time we had inspection, the inspector came here to see we're building that house. He said, I just want to let you know that I'm honored to be associated to inspect this building. That. That's really a great thing because he knows we are here for those dreams and ideals. And that's the problem. Today there is 1.2 billion people, that's a number UN gave, of people in this world who have no shelters, or they live in shanty towns or really below poverty. And there is no way any industry, any money can buy houses for these people. There is not enough forest, there is not enough cement, not steel, it doesn't exist. There is no other solution but what is under their feet. But what the problem is not the material and the work, it's the problem is the bureaucracy and the policies and so on. I mean, UN has been here 3 times, and they've written, letters and so on as partnership with us. But they said, last 6 months ago we talked to them, they said, in Kosovo there is still 90,000 homeless. We can't give them homes because they want the homes that the country itself wants, because the minute there is disaster, there are millions of dollars pours in. And those government, a lot of it is kickbacks and percentage here, percentage there. So the UN has problem to put through our work in the Geneva Center because there is no money for anybody. There is not enough money to build with the earth. They say, the countries who have disaster, they get millions of dollars and goes from up. By the time it gets down, they build some of these prefab houses. And it doesn't matter if they tear it down later, but at least it's the system, you can't bounce. So we've gone through that, we've gone through the code, we have tested, all of these are there, but still we haven't been able to break through, even for those who are in desperate need for these buildings.
Is that the politics, Nader, then? The greed of the lumber lobbyists, say, and the big special interest groups?
Yeah, of course.
So we need to work on that.
Lobbyists, we went to, after passing through all these tests, we went to put one chapter in our building code. We were in the conferences and building code. In 10 minutes, they all tore us down in no time. 15 people and board members were sitting there. 11 of them, they said, this is all nonsense. We can't do this. This is, where have you come from? What are these things? You have codes. We told them we passed through all of these things, but it will take years before they let us have a chapter in there, although we have gone through all their systems, because of that. The problem is to change the system that's already set. You see, you can't work. And so we're really taking a different route. It's not that we gave up on that. No, it's actually, that's even more beautiful challenge, because right now I'm trying to put a chapter in the building code dealing with how to build on the moon. I don't think any lumber company have any problem with that, or steel company. Build one chapter on how to build on the moon, and I think building departments and ICBO and so on, they'll be very happy to be associated with the future technology. Once we have that chapter in, what we are building here is, first I proposed to NASA to build on the moon, which was great reception. Of course, when you go up there is nothing else but the lunar dust. And lunar dust, you can either take a big lens, melt it into ceramics, which I showed them how it could be done, or take one roll of bag and pack it in the bag and just like clay coil and build building. It makes sense to them because building on the moon is very, very expensive, or Mars even worse. Imagine carrying material 7 months, several 2x4 or plastic or steel. It's a little bit hard it's costly. Okay. So that's the system we are going on, and it's getting there. It's getting there very well, and we are getting great response now from different cities and permits. We have actually a letter from Pasadena building departments that they say, "Oh, come on, start building," because we know you passed through all the tests. So we don't see any problem for any place to build. But to change that into schools of architecture, in buildings, in people's minds, and so on, imagine whatever is happening to alternative medicine, the same thing with us. Challenging a different type of group. But that's one of the greatest things I think I found in this country, truly, that we should all be proud of and great, and that is people here are not afraid to say I was wrong. As a matter of fact, it's very heroic here to say I was wrong. This is right now. This is better. I changed my way. We can't do that. Most places in the world, especially places in third world countries where I come from, when a man tells you this is wrong, it takes all your life to go and to change that word to yes, because it is totally unmanly to change your word, even though if it's proven. But you can't. But here you do, and like our building official here, they said no, you can't do this, you can't do that, and now he says, well, I said I can't, but now we can, because it's better way. And I think that characteristic is a great reason for progress in this country, is people say I was wrong, they change, and then, guy comes out of prison, he becomes a celebrity and all of that because of that, and it is good. Of course, I mean, we also have a lot of recalls that are a problem, but that still exists. People are open. And that's why people have come here, paid money, and they built all these buildings, and they all were happy, hugged and kissed and went, because they could do better job and make a lot of money. So that's what we were here to get permits. We did get permits. As a matter of fact, there are building officials and so on who gave us such a hard time. He stood in that building and told CNN that these buildings are so strong that our testing equipment failed.
In fact, we ruined or damaged some of the testing equipment because the building didn't move at all. The building was stronger than the testing equipment.
That was it. And then they broadcast it and we got played for it. So that, I mean, was the greatest thing for us. However, so those are the factual stuff. 9 years it took us to go through permit and work, and now we've got permits. The plans 2 years ago, you could come here and we would make a plan for you for $10,000 to build your house. Now you can go out there in front there and get a set of blueprint and specs for $550 stamped. And it's up here, and you go to the building department, they give you the permit the next day, if not even the same day. That is the work of hundreds of people who put their life here. Students, teachers, structural engineers, builders, they all come here, and we couldn't pay these people. It's impossible. CalEarth has no support, it's not connected to any affiliation, anything. A bunch of dreamers are here, or they keep coming, and most of our builders have always been women anyway here, because this is it's not a macho type of construction. We'd always make sure that whatever is done by young and old. So when you see that one of those line of sandbags there, Super Adobe, that one is probably 2 tons. But we have children from 4 years old to people from 86 who've helped build these structures, because all they left is one coffee can of earth, putting on the bag on place. Therefore, or we just pump it by machine. So we are sticking with these very, very important principles. That's why students are so important in our work, because they are still idealists. And many people who are at the turn of their life, they are also here because they see the new light. There is a new ways that they can live, they can build. For whatever reason, if they don't want to pay 30 years mortgage, you can spend 6 months. Even if you spend a year to build your house, you're free for another 29 years. That's a good trade-off.
Sounds good.
And then the beauty and strength of these buildings really is because we follow natural laws of nature that are timeless. You take a soap bubble, you blow it in a triangle, it comes out as a bubble. You do it in a square, it comes as a bubble. Whatever you do, it comes as a dome. It tells you, if you want to build structures the best way to do is to use minimum material to build maximum space. Honeybees are the same, flowers are the same, trees are the same. Nature, everything does the same thing. You look at the seashell. I mean, the most beautiful structures are those seashells. All the best color, textures, strong, and they're waterproof. And that little creature has made it from water. And us humans, we go to universities to study, $60,000, $80,000 student loan, all of these that we end up to go there and buy the 2x4, get more concrete, more cement, let's build more cement factory, more plastic factory, to build ourselves that little shed here, a dolled up shack really, and call it a house. And, we say architecturally it's so great, this is, basically it's nothing, it takes one match. One little wind, the whole thing blows away. But that little creature makes that shell, including those colors, out of the water, seawater. So why can't we, with all these years of universities and practice, build ourselves houses made out of earth that are safe? I mean, we all claim that we are built in the image of God. After all, I mean, that seashell, that creature doesn't say, I am made out of God's image. We say it, at least, why do we need to destroy forests and everything to build ourselves a little house? Well, what do we need all of that? The house we're building, that one is a permitted 3-bedroom, 2-car garage. If you like to, you can make it 3-car garage. So it's whatever it turns you on. We dug a swimming pool behind the house. We used that earth to build the house. And it's gone through all the tests, and it will be less expensive than these houses. Fireproof, hurricane-proof. You can't build earthquake-resistant building because earthquake can move a mountain, but it's resistant. It's not earthquake-proof. And these forms are forever, they're strong. Today, if they want to build a nuclear power station, they don't build it with pitched roof and a square and somebody design beautiful angles and all of that. They're all stone, space shuttles and all of them. These are fuselage of plane, means these are the strongest structures. And they're very beautiful, and they're very much economical to build. So that, and you can learn how to build it yourself. So that the lesson, therefore, here at all times, it's not only tangible stuff, but intangible. There is no work that you build with earth that's separate from spirituality. You can't talk. I mean, when I go to building department or NASA,